Season 19 of Overwatch 2 is now live, and it comes with a pretty big set of perk changes. Let's have a look. Season 19 of Overwatch 2 just dropped, and as always it comes with a whole list of changes. Some are cosmetic in nature, and then there's the gameplay changes. Now in this video I want to highlight the core balancing changes, mainly the perk changes they did for this season. But first let me highlight some of the other content, really quickly. Like the return of all the Halloween modes, and a new Halloween mode called the Haunted Masquerade, which is kinda like team-ups for Overwatch. But I'm making a separate video on that whole thing later this week, so make sure to subscribe. Now while we're getting a lot of new content, some other content is also disappearing, like the Hero Masteries. They already announced a few seasons ago that they were going to disable them, and that is happening today. Starting today, you can also change the color of all your text chat. Have fun. And there's also a ton of stadium changes, but I have a separate video that is coming right after this one. Because like I said, in this video it's all about perks. Last season they did a huge reshuffle with over 60 new perks. This season they kind of fine-tuning what they did last season. Let's get started. Doomfist, Power Block. The damage reduction was reduced from 80% to 75%. And Aftershock, the slow duration was increased from 1.5 to 2 seconds. Yeah. Here I am saying that we're getting perk changes, and the first change I mentioned is a core ability change. Yeah, turns out that Doomfist's block was doing a little too well. Hazard, Anarchic Zeal. Lifesteal increased from 25% to 30%. Wait, didn't they just nerf him in the last update? Junker Queen, Rampant Charge. No longer refreshes all cooldowns, but now reduces all cooldowns by 6 seconds. Oh, come on. Look, guys, I blame myself for this change. When I made a video on this change at the start of Season 18, I said that this was kind of very strong. Sorry. Manga. Ultimate cost reduced by 6%. Combat Fuel. The maximum overhealth granted increased from 100 to 150. Critical hits amount of overhealth given increased from 2 to 3. So he's going to get his cage a little faster. Reinhardt. Barrier Recharge. Barrier Field Regeneration rate increased from 150 to 200. Haha, yes. Wrecking Ball, Adaptive Barrier, no longer consumes overhealth. Visual size increase to be in line with Zarya's barrier. Moving on to DPS. Cassidy, Even the Odds, healing per second increased from 20 to 30. Freya, Relentless Barrage, ammo refunded increased from 4 to 8. Mei, Glacial Propulsion, no longer shares a cooldown with Ice Wall, and the cooldown is increased from 6 to 10 seconds. Like I said, a lot of tuning, a lot of turning those knobs left and right after the big changes it did in Season 18. No big surprises, except maybe for the Mei one. I think that shift is going to result in some interesting combos. Not for me though, I'm not that coordinated. Reaper, Rage Form. The movement speed while active reduced from 50% to 40%. Shadow Blink, moved from minor to major perk, and Ravenous Wrath was removed. Lingering Rate is the new minor perk, where leaving Rage Form grants 40% movement speed for 2 seconds. Alright, Reaper is getting a little more than just tuning, clearly. But it turns out that Shadow Blink was performing a little too good, so they shuffled some things around. Tracer, Flashback, no longer grants 2 blink charges, but now increases the blink cooldown recovery rate by 150% for 3 seconds after recall. Yeah, this was kinda to be expected. Widowmaker, Seeker Mine, the damage increased from 25 to 50. Like I said in my previous video, I don't play Widowmaker, but I like this one. Thanks for supports. Ana, Headhunter. The critical damage multiplier increased from 1.5 to 2. Good. Baptiste, Assault Burst. No longer removes healing from Regenerative Burst. Attack speed bonus reduced from 30% to 25%. I get it. Some giving, some taking. Okay. Yari. Solar Flare. Resource cost reduced from 100% to 50% of max energy. The healing amount will no longer scale with the energy that you spend, because the explosion healing is now a flat 100 healing. Yeah, I get this one. In theory, it was a perk with a lot of potential, but when I started using it, it just, I don't know, it was not really that impactful. I think this might help. I'm definitely going to give it a try. Juno. The ultimate cost is reduced by 8%. Finally. Kiriko. Foxtrot, duration reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Ready Step, duration increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Kiriko is going to be focusing a little less on the team and a little more on herself. It is that time of the year. You just go, it's about me now. Life Weaver, his Life Weaving perk. Rejuvenating dash healing increased from 20 to 30. And pedal power attack speed bonus increased from 25% to 30%. Booyang. The base health reduced from 250 to 225. Sangwoo staff. The maximum explosion damage is reduced from 70 to 60, but the maximum impact damage is increased from 30 to 40. Overflow. Healing resource generation increased from 33% to 50%. Balance. The passive healing reduced from 40% to 30%. And ebb and flow. Healing on the returning wave reduced by 50%. Yeah, that is another big one. This is more than just tuning. And it turns out, when it comes to DPS, I'll have to aim a little better, which is problematic by itself. But I'm definitely not a fan of the ebb and flow nerf. I love that perk. I think this is a little too harsh a nerf. I'm not even going to address his lower health, but we'll see. And that was all for the core gameplay changes. The video with the stadium changes is coming right after this, so stay tuned. But tell me, what do you think about these changes? Let me know in the comments or come tell me during my streams over on twitch.tv/DeemziesTV. See you there. For now, however, that was it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It always helps me out. I also want to thank my patrons and YouTube members. You too can become a member over on patreon.com/theomnicpost and right here on YouTube to unlock exclusive rewards. If you have a few minutes left, maybe check out one of my other videos. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.